Hello, post-university esports fans. Warren JuggleGod Hammond here, excited to bring you the action tonight for the round of 8 in the ECAC tournament. Currently, the post-university doing great, coming off of a forfeit win last week against ULL, taking on Emory and Henry tonight, who I believe are sitting at like the 7th seed right now. But we're actually going to take a quick peek at the bracket. So, number 6 seed. Now, MultiKel has just been doing fantastic recently, right? Really popping off, really doing well as the shot caller, if you will, for post-university, and really kind of the tip of that spear. And tonight on Emory and Henry, we're really going to be looking out for Allschmitty. Believe they are the DPS, one of the DPS players. They are currently, I believe, masters as well. So certainly a player to watch out for. And someone that post-university is definitely going to have to be careful about. Someone that they're going to have to really make sure that they work on and neutralize. But if MultiKel is doing well, if MultiKel is able to go toe-to-toe, head-to-head kind of with the opposing tank, then post-university definitely has a good opportunity here to advance. Both of these teams only took one loss in the regular season. So they are both, I think, in a great position to move on tonight and get to the quarterfinals. So teams are loading into the lobby right now. Some last-minute just kind of adjustments happening there. But it looks like the very first map might be Ilios, and that went pretty well for post-university, I believe, in recent history. So like this pick, I hope that it sticks. Because, if so, then I think Post definitely has a very good opportunity to do very well here tonight. But let's talk a little bit more about like some of the other players on Post University. Let's talk a bit about the support line recently. Jojo and Vero, they have really, or actually Jojo and Sodium, they have really kind of risen to the occasion. Sodium's been just doing a phenomenal job on Lucio and playing kind of like that aggressive Lucio while still, being there for their team. So, one second. There we go. So be able to provide that support has been fantastic, and also that extra little bit of pressure, especially if there's like a Widowmaker or some long-range hit scan that needs to be, that just needs to be dealt with. And Jojo as well has done a wonderful job really locking in and locking down that. Pardon me for just a second. There we go. Really locking in and locking down that support role, especially on Kiriko, right? The Suzus have been very, very good, very, very useful recently. We're actually already loading into game, so let's go ahead and take a peek there. So we can see Post University going to be in the blue. It will be Emory and Henry in the red tonight. Start things out. It's going to be well to begin with, and MultiKel is suggesting a Winston here, which will be interesting to see if that sticks. On the other side, got what looks like a brawl coming out here potentially, but we'll know for sure in a couple of seconds here. Ursodiumlvl and Jojo on the here as we expect them to be on to Vero with the Sombra as well. That could be problematic for someone like Tropics or All Schmitty if they get kind of caught out. So let's see how Post University is going to deal with this kind of brawl composition, because they're going to need to isolate other players. MultiKel is going to need to use that shield to really kind of get in behind, or to kind of separate the front line from the back line so that the heals won't go through. And so we can kind of see MultiKel thinking about it. Hack comes in onto Tropics. Huge play right there. Shield has to go down onto MultiKel to make sure they stay alive here and they can continue to use this advantage to their advantage. One player goes down, but Post University does have the point for now. Vero goes down low, but she's still able to kind of get a little bit of damage in there to the side. She drops back out for a mini health pack. Now we can see MultiKel diving in, but they don't have their shield. It's enough, though, for the rest of the team to get the kill, drop the shield, and stabilize here. So Post University able to keep the pressure on here, and in fact, this is going to be fantastic because now they're getting several kills, but it's kind of at a slower pace, which means that the supports or the reinforcements coming back from Emory and Henry don't really have anything to do, right? They're going to get to the fight and then just stick around here. So Post University takes that fight win in excellent fashion. See MultiKel back into the equation now. Ursodiumlvl just about has that sound barrier. Beard is swapped over to the Ramatra, which is going to put a little bit more pressure on whoever kind of gets caught out in the front. But that's kind of the idea behind this for Post University, is they don't get called out. Schmitty does find Ursodiumlvl, and they've got a Deadeye ready to go. So Post University now, MultiKel is slept as well. Vero has the duplication, but they're going to be forced to back off here, yield the point to Emory and Henry. Vero might even go down, yeah, right there at the end. So nice stagger there from Emory and Henry. But 60% on the board for Post University. They have to be feeling very good about that. And they didn't utilize any of their ultimates there. Didn't throw anything into kind of that losing fight. So that's going to be good for them too. Jojo has the Kitsune Rush, so look for her to open with that here on this fight, especially as they're kind of moving around the backside of this point here. Katakuna is going to deliver that nano boost though. Yep, right onto Tropics. But it's going to be Beard who goes down. Here comes the Deadeye from Schmitty, but they're holding on to it, and in the meantime, Post University has gotten a couple of picks, so they're going to be able to take this point back as soon as, that Deadeye is gone, and we can see they dive over to the choke point to secure the point.
No one can stop me.
And look at that, they did it without spending any ultimates, and in fact, they forced a swap, too, out of Katakuna. Post University getting pretty aggressive, and Vero able to get Tropics, too. That's going to be big for them. Again, Jojo backing up. I imagine they're going to use this Kitsune Rush once they see the push coming in. Hack over onto the mini health pack to just make sure that there's no support really coming in. Terror might be coming in with an EMP as well. That could be very, very useful, especially, there comes the EMP right off the bat of the Kitsune Rush. 90% on the board. And Post University says, you know what? We saved up all of our ultimates for this last push from y'all. And the point will remain ours. Submap number 1 goes to Post. Great showing there from Post University. What I love about this is we're getting to see them play a composition that we haven't really seen from them yet this season. This Winston composition is being played very, very well right now. MultiKel was doing a great job of kind of isolating enemies, again, with that shield, making sure that they're jumping in at the right time and following up on the damage that the rest of the team has done to secure kills. So, excellent play there from Post, but we're going to see a swap in strategy now. They are going to go over to more of a brawly composition, and it looks like the same thing is going to be matched on the side of Emory and Henry, but it's going to look a little bit different. Post University is probably going to get to the point first because they're going to have Vero once again on the Symmetra. So yeah, looking at probably this Coast TP right here. As Vero sets up the TP and the car wash onto point. MultiKel now pushing out kind of a little bit towards the front. Rego does down kind of low. Post University now, if they can just keep Emory and Henry from touching the point, that would be ideal. It's going to start flipping over in 5 seconds, but Tropics gets a nice pick onto Vero, so that's going to be problematic. But MultiKel has pushed out forward a little bit. They're going to be able to trade kill for kill, so it's the 3v3. Because Post University secured the point first, kind of got that positioning, without Beard on the table, there's not really a whole lot Emory and Henry can do. They are able to get a kill onto Jojo. Allschmidt goes down, though, so another trade, so it's still going to be kind of an even fight, but MultiKel decides to make that not the case by pummeling Katakuna into oblivion. TP is back up now. Vero has it to let the remainder of Post University get back to point. Once again, Sodium-Level is already up to that sound barrier, which is going to be huge, especially if Tropics is able to get their ultimate up and running too. Allschmidt on the Soldier is a bit to worry about though, so I think Sodium-Level might even consider holding it for them. Big anti-nade comes in, huge Suzu from Jojo. Keep her team alive, keep them clear, negating everything Katakuna just did. Here comes the ultimate Kitsune rush out from Jojo as well. Terrera takes down one of the big healing linchpins of this composition, but Beard takes 2 off the map though. Huge play from the tank, isn't able to quite keep their footing, but in the meantime, Sodium-Level is able to find a pair. They're still on point. They're the last player remaining. They're gonna hold on, I think, to that sound barrier. Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna back up for the rest of their team, help them get back to point, but what a showing from Post University there. They really made Emory and Henry pay for it. And look at this, they're already just about set back up. So Emory and Henry just gets back in the nick of time. Nano Boost now delivered onto Tropic. So there's a huge shatter though on the point. Sound barrier is there from Sodium-Level. They're able to turn this around. Huge plays coming out from the Post University Eagles to take the point back. Absolutely massive sound barrier there from Sodium-Level. Was able to stay out of the line of sight of that shatter, keep their team alive, and now there's 2 more ultimates coming up for Post University. Allschmidt is going to have their tac visor, but can be negated if Vero is able to get that wall up. Here comes the ultimate from Terrera. They're able to get a little bit of damage onto Beard, but Kitsune Rush now. Terrera is able to hold onto their turret form until the Kitsune Rush comes in. 97% on the board. Sodium-Level RA is Tropic. Katakuna goes down as well. Here comes that wall in negating the tac visor. And that will be Post University taking map number 1. And again, this is a single elim tournament. So, this is for everything right here. Post University now just 2 maps away from advancing to the Final 4 here at the ECAC Rivals Division. And yeah, big plays coming out here from Sodium as we see the boop. The 2 boops off the map. Huge environmental kills there. And, yeah, gotta love that. Post University has to be feeling really, really good about that initial showing there. So, question is, where do they go now? We are going to be headed to a hybrid map, I believe. So, typically, you know, we see a lot of teams go to Kings Row. That is just kind of standard. Players love it. It's a very, it could be a very grounding map to go to. But it is going to be Emory and Henry's pick. So, given that they, yeah, they're going to take Kings Row. I'm not surprised at all to see that. So, Post University looks great on Kings Row. Something that I really like about Post on Kings Row is that they have a lot of different looks that they can make work, right? MultiKel can play any number of kind of the brawly heroes that I think work really well on Kings Row. In particular, Ramatra and Orisa especially. So expect to see one of them come out. Expect to see Vero, potentially on the Sojourn. Um, Sometimes the Ashe as well. Torero likely going to be on the Bastion. That's really just kind of become Torero's go-to at this point this season, and it's worked out very, very well for him. Um, who knows? Might even see Reinhardt, depending. Winston is not a bad choice on King's Row as well if you want to go for something a little bit different, especially first point attack. I think a dive composition can work pretty well. You're probably going to have to swap to something more brawly during the Streets phase, but there's certainly there's multiple ways you can go with all of these with these maps in general. But we're getting ready to load in here. In the meantime, let's talk about the TBS line, that being Vero and Torero. I love how much we see kind of like the turret characters coming out from Vero. The Symmetra has just been crucial, I think, to a lot of wins here for post-University this season. In addition, the Torbjorn, too, especially with something like a multi-core. Vero's been able to use it, I think, pretty effectively to just kind of zone away a lot of the players, a lot of the opposing teams. So that plus kind of the damage that Torero has been able to throw out on the Bastion has been tremendous this season. It has really shown an understanding of like when to go aggressive and then when to back off, right? What does that rhythm kind of look like for the Bastion, for Torero on the Bastion? So we have loaded into King's Row. And again, if you're just joining us, Post University up 1-0 right now. This is Emory and Henry's map pick.
Ready for battle.
MultiKel starting out on the Orisa here. That's going to be a lot of sustain on point, maybe a little bit less of an aggressive approach, more of a sustain and just live kind of a pick. Jojo is onto the Ana, which is going to be good because a nano-boosted Terra Surge can be absolutely devastating to the opposing team. Vero on the Junkrat. Junkrat provides just a great kind of fight-swinging ultimate, and that has been pretty effective in some of the recent games. So definitely looking to Vero to really have an impact there, kind of in the ultimate department. It can swing a fight pretty easily. But fight underway here. Beard has opted for the Ramatra again. So look for MultiKel to kind of play a little bit of a give and take here when Beard decides to push in. The big thing is Post University needs to kind of sustain through that initial push, right? And yeah, here we can see some of the damage coming in. All Schmitty goes down very low. Blythe the Knight is almost down as well, but it's going to be Schmitty who is able to take out Ursodiumlvl. So now Post University going to need to play a little bit more conservatively. That's going to be a couple of picks from Schmitty. DPS find one more. MultiKel does get Beard, but I don't think that's going to be quite enough to hold on to things as Tropics does take down MultiKel. Point will turn over in favor of Emory and Henry here. I don't think there's going to be quite enough time. We do get a pause coming in. So we're going to wait a moment, see what is happening there. Let's back to this for a second so I can see in chat. Yeah, pause came from Emory and Henry, so hopefully their connections are good over there. Yeah, mouse malfunction, it looks like, so hopefully they'll get that sorted pretty quickly. Let's take a moment now to talk about what Post University needs to do here. Because with MultiKel going down so late, they're not realistically going to be able to recontest here. So what they want to do instead is they want to put up a really nice hold here at Arches. But to do that, they're definitely going to have to figure out a way to neutralize Alschmedy because they are clearly very, very strong on this Widowmaker. A lot of that's going to be up to Torero. It's going to be up to Ursodiumlvl, maybe even Vero. Jojo and MultiKel, I think, are going to need to be able to just kind of stay on point or at least provide kind of that presence on the cart while Sodium, while Vero, while Torero kind of close that gap to Alchemy and really start harassing them, because if they don't do that, it's clear that Alchemy is going to hit their shots and is going to roll this lobby here on King's Row, and that cannot happen for Post University. So whereas last map it felt like Post was able to just kind of do what they need to do, right? Do what they've been doing all season. Just play good, solid, smart Overwatch, right? Win fights, know what to do in pretty much every situation. Here, they're going to have to switch gears just a little bit. And we have seen Sodiumlvl get very aggressive on that Lucio. So that's certainly what I'm going to be looking at the most to kind of deal with Alchemy. All right, chat, we're going to throw it to a break here for just a minute while we wait to see how long the pause is going to be. But don't go anywhere. We will be back very, very soon. In fact, we are going to be back right now. The moment I pushed the Be Right Back button, the game decided to continue. So we can see Post University starting to group up here around arches. MultiKel is on their way back at this point. They're pushing in, though. Terrera is able to get a kill on Katakuna. So this isn't over just yet. Beard has been pushed back. Sodiumlvl trying to keep that under post control. They're able to get Alchemy as well. Sodiumlvl did exactly what they need to do. Here comes a duplicate, though, onto the Orisa. MultiKel doing everything they can to kind of hold this ground. They've been pushed back into the arch, but right now, nobody is capping the point. MultiKel's going to need to touch, but they went a little too far, didn't stay far enough forward. They're able to get the kill. MultiKel goes down. Alchemy finds another one. Post University has burned some time off of the clock here, but in the end, it is going to be Emory and Henry getting the point. But I think we saw what we needed to see out of Post University in a lot of cases, right? We saw Sodiumlvl go up and get aggressive. They were the person who was able to take out Alchemy. So we just need to see more of that happening. Beard is getting very close to their ultimate, though. MultiKel has decided to swap over and go Ram v Ram, too. So that is going to prove, I think, pretty useful for Post University. They're going to be able to get a little more aggressive, and hopefully they can just kind of stay out of the way of Alchemy. Sodiumlvl has spotted them out now in the very back. Vero able to finish them off as well. They're not able to back off quite as much as they want to, so now Post University going aggressive, putting a lot of pressure here onto Tropics as well. They're forced to fall back. And in fact, they're just giving up the card at this point. That's a nice move, though, coming out from Emory and Henry. They know they won't want to get too aggressive here. Big ante comes in, though. Jojo's able to clear it. Vero almost goes down, but she's able to get enough health back when she needs it. Here comes a consuming rush. Watch for Beard to use their ultimate as well off the back of this. But nice turret form on top of the sleep is going to clear the way for Emory and Henry to make some progress here in the streets of King's Row. And I think the big story here as well is that Beard was able to hold on to their ultimate. So that's definitely going to be something that Post University needs to have a solution for. And Sodiumlvl has that in the sound barrier. Everybody from Post is about ready to start moving in once again. Torero this time is the one, has the ultimate. Here comes the sound barrier as well. MultiKel goes down almost immediately, though. Beard is very low, but somebody from Post University needs a touch. They're not going to be able to do it as the fight still swings the way of Emory and Henry. So now Jojo trying desperately to get out there. That's an unfortunate stagger. So Post University is realistically looking at 1 to 1.5 fights here before the end of this map. So they need to find a solution here. MultiKel thinks it's going to be Sigma potentially. They're going to be able to go toe-to-toe better now with Alchemy, who has swapped over to the Bastion. And that might be just what we're looking for. Beard is going to get knocked down onto the ground. Alchemy comes in with some rockets. Here comes Vero now with some of her own. Tropics holding onto that high ground. Alchemy is able to find Vero, though. So the cart is still moving pretty aggressively here. Post University needs some way to stabilize here, but they're finding it hard to do as Tropics comes in with a focusing beam. Sodiumlvl hits the sound barrier, and now MultiKel is caught kind of in the midst of all of this damage, all of this danger. Almost 4 minutes on the clock here. Here comes a duplicate from Tropics onto the Bastion, but they're able to get them out of it relatively quickly. MultiKel holds on as long as he can, but Beard and the rest of Emory and Henry are making quick work of Post University, and that, with Vero dropping out on the point, Jojo is there now to try and stay alive. Excellent use of her abilities to milk as much time off the clock as they can, but it's still going to be 3:31 on the clock for Emory and Henry. What a showing from the number 6 seed here. in the Rivals division on Kings Row. This is spelling trouble for Post University. They need to come up with an answer here. Now, Post University has frequently looked a lot better on attack than they have on defense when it comes to hybrid maps and especially Kings Row. So, wouldn't be surprised at all if we don't see a good time coming out from Post University is here as well. But they're gonna need to figure something out at some point in order to go toe to toe with this squad.
Ready for battle.
Are you satisfied following humans
Oh.
around like an observer?
Alshmedi actually taking a pretty conservative angle here. A little more aggressive now. But I think they're aware that Sodiumlvl is likely going to be causing them some issues. MultiKel hovering over the Diva, which is an interesting choice here, but I think it's a recognition that Alshmedi has definitely been out of control this map. So watch for MultiKel to really try and deal with them. As you can see, they've already been pinged. So MultiKel knows where they are. Sodiumlvl probably going to try and flank here a little bit. MultiKel just kind of holding the space. Yeah, we've also got Terrera coming in. So MultiKel moving kind of slowly. They're going to go up, kind of help with this. Oh, MultiKel gets caught in the backline without their mech. That's going to be difficult for them to deal with. But Vero, in the meanwhile, has found a pick. So it's looking good for Post University. Sodiumlvl does go down to Beard, though. And MultiKel trying to get back into their mecha. They should be able to do it relatively soon. We can see him drop onto point, but Alshmedi comes in with a pick onto Vero. Tries to get the remech, but is unable to. So Post University is forced to back out, and we get to see Terrera has to TP into spawn. So looks like we might get a hero change here. Nope, maybe just a little HP. Yeah, Vero trying to close that gap a little bit, recognizing that they don't quite have the ability to stay at a distance with him. MultiKel has been demeched once again. Having a hard time staying in that right now. Maybe diving a little too far forward here. But good thing is they've kind of pushed Alshmedi back just a little bit. Sodiumlvl's back into their mech, so expect a push coming in here. Yeah, we see it now as they kind of dive in. Big pick onto a couple of the players there. Post University, as long as they play this by the book, they should be able to get it. But Beard is going to be causing some problems there. The rest of Post University is able to get the rest of the team down, but are they going to be able to handle Beard? I think they're going to be the last player on the point at this point. So yeah, with a little bit of help from Jojo, they should be able to deal with Beard here. But no, Alshmedi is taking them out, and now MultiKel is back out of the mech. Post University had an opportunity to put that away, but unfortunately it's not going to happen. Beard does go down, though, so there is an opportunity. Regardless, Post University struggling to kind of find purchase, to find footing here on this point. Vero has an ultimate, but they're unable to use it as Tropics is able to get to the DPS line for Emory and Henry has really come alive here on Kings Row. Post University just needs to take a moment to regroup here. They've got what they need to take this fight. They've got the sound barrier. They're going to have the self-destruct to help clear the point. They're going to have the EMP, which might let them even get a couple of kills with it. So watch for an EMP self-destruct. I think that's going to be the most likely thing we see here. As we see, yeah, Terrera is getting into position. Here comes the EMP. Huge. There's the self-destruct, but Tropics is found too. Everybody gets out of the way, though, and Vero's unable to really find anything as Tropics gets another pick. So Post University is left without any options here practically on Kings Row first point. Emory and Henry putting up a very strong hold right now. Jojo's going to have Kitsune Rush coming in. Post University is going to want to take their time here because they've only got 40 seconds. We're in last fight territory. Vero's going to need to find something big. With this ult, almost able to get somebody as they kind of exit around that corner. Here comes a Kitsune Rush here, but Terrera's already down as Beard finds one, but Beard goes down as well. Sound barrier is there for Post University. MultiKel able to turn the tides just a little bit. They need to find one more. Tropics is no more. Blythe the Knight tried to stay alive with Katakuna, but Post University at the last moment is going to get to see the streets of Kings Row. If you just got here, Post University up 1-0 right now in the series. A very quick and efficient win on Ilios for Post University, but Emory and Henry has put up a tremendous showing here on Kings Row that Post University has had a difficult time dealing with, but the D.Va seems to be the answer here. Kind of this D.Va-based composition. Vero fortunately able to hold on to her overclock, so they're going to have this for the push. 2 minutes on the clock. Try and get through the streets. MultiKel has an opportunity, I think, to try and start pushing forward here. Alchemy has gone over to the Bastion, by the way. Ooh, Beard is able to get into Ursodiumlvl, so Post University down 1. MultiKel out of their mech. They're going to use the self-destruct to re-mech, though. As now, Emory and Henry has this very, very defendable Arch's position here. They're actually going to back up to Bookshop, though, just a little bit because of where the card is. They get the call that Torero's in the back line, and he goes down. So Post University is going into this fight 4v5. Ultimate gets popped, so Post University just backs out, and honestly, that may be his best case scenario because Emory and Henry had kind of already won that fight anyway with that pick onto Torero. So getting out a very impactful ultimate like that from Beard is excellent news for Post University. Jojo has the Kitsune Rush here, so again, expecting her to enter with that, but MultiKel already taken a lot of damage. Minute left to go here, and Post University needs to win 2 fights to capture the street space. They're going to be going up against a Nano Boost now, and that onto Tropics with their overclock could be very, very difficult to deal with, but getting ready to turn the corner. Yep, here comes the Kitsune Rush. Sound Barrier is in now from Ursodiumlvl as well. Beard is going to be the recipient of a nice Suzu right there. It's going to be a trade 1-for-1. Here comes an EMP. Post University has turned the tide, picking up a couple more picks. 30 seconds left to go. This fight has to go the way of Post University. Otherwise, Emory and Henry is going to tie this series at 1 apiece. But Post University not going to have any ultimates to work with here. They need to make sure they keep 3 on card. They might even be able to get 2 through the street space if they can keep everybody pushed back. But I think we're going to get a touch regardless from Tropics. Yep, Beard is here at the last moment. Here comes in a lot of rockets from above. Beard's going to get hacked, though. They might have pushed it too aggressively here, but they've done a good job of keeping their team alive. Self-destruct to try and clear the point. Katakune goes down. They're able to get back into their mech. Beard very, very lone with that. Post University going to be able to push everybody off point and take the point. So Post is not out of it yet by any stretch of the imagination, but the minute and a half to go, they're going to need to push very, very quickly to make sure they have an opportunity to win this map. Jojo just about has another Kitsune Rush. Tropicus is getting ready to proc their next overclock, so that's going to be what we're looking at for this next fight. Vero already in a great position, kind of up on this high ground. But Vero, taken out by Tropics, that's going to be a very good thing for Emory and Henry. Post University is going to double down, though, into this fight. They want to say, we can take this. Alchemy goes down kind of low. They're onto the Cassidy now, but Ursodiumlvl takes a lot of damage. Jojo doing everything she can to keep her healed. MultiKel is out of their mech, though, already. Torero goes down. 30 seconds left to go here. Post University needs to regroup quickly. This is going to be a scuff final fight here. Ursodiumlvl needs to get to the point they're going to have to use that sound barrier as well. But they're going to be going up against 3 ultimates here from Emory and Henry. Post University now, best they can hope for is to get a draw on this map. They're going to push aggressively with that sound barrier. Here comes Beards. They dive into the back line to see if they can just ignore that big tank right up front. Tropics goes down low. Ursodiumlvl's able to get one, but They're not going to be able to stay alive at the end there. MultiKel, the only player remaining on point for Post University, doing everything they can. Schmitty lets loose with a Deadeye, but MultiKel is going to be taken out of their mech. They get tagged with the nade. There is Torero on point. Jojo's able to get there. EMP on the point. Schmitty goes down. Can they turn this around as Vero comes right around the corner? Here comes a ultimate from Tropics to try and put this away, but Post University showing signs of life here at the 11th hour. Can they make something of this? 4 players back. Vero's found Bly the knife, but Tropics is able to take down Torero. Now Sodium-Level trying to duel with Beard, but there's a lot of health on point. Overtime ticks over, and Emory and Henry evens it up at 1 apiece. What a showing, though, from Post University there at the end to try and pull it back. But yeah, the DPS line for Emory and Henry is absolutely terrifying here. A couple of great rail shots there from Tropics. Make it 3.
Cooling down.
Whew, so we are moving on to map number 3. We're going to see at least 4 here tonight. So now the map pick is going to be to Post University. We're going to wait and see if that's if we're going to just roll through maps or if we are going to take a break. I'm going to wait for that cue in chat. Well, it looks like Post University may have already picked their map. They may have already said, we are going to Route 66, which, again, is a place they have had a lot of success on this season. So we're going to throw it to a break. We're going to see Route 66, though, when we get back. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the action. Post University currently tied 1-1 with Emory and Henry here in the round of 8. This is the ECAC playoffs. It is a single elimination bracket. So, Post University fighting for their lives, fighting to stay alive, fighting to stay in this tournament up against a pretty heavy challenge with Emory and Henry. Post University took that first map pretty handily, but I would have to say the same thing about Emory and Henry with the second. So, we had to Route 66. Where Post University can use that dive composition that works so well for them on Ilios. Let's take a peek, though, at what Emory and Henry is using. Alshmedi back on the Bastion. Beard with the Ramatra once again.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And here we go, map number 3. Post University going to be in the red this time, attacking first. MultiKel jumps up onto that high ground there to kind of get an idea of what they're going to be looking at. Vero controlling this high ground as well with Torero, who's gone over to the Genji. So be curious to see how this plays out here. Vero able to get a nice shot onto Katakuna. That is huge. Deflect coming in there from Torero to keep Alshmedi at bay. And now a lot of focusing beams coming out onto Alshmedi. Great play there from Vero, but Beard is able to take out MultiKel. It's going to be a pretty even exchange here in both cases, but Post University is still getting movement on this card. Ursodiumlvl has to back out as Beard has found them. So even though Post University things started out pretty decent for them, they are going to be held here at this choke point. I think if MultiKel stays alive during that fight, that goes much differently because Post University had a couple of great initial picks there, but gotta really give it up for the Emory and Henry squad to stabilize there and end up winning that fight. Tropics is able to take down Torero, who stays just a little bit long on that high ground. So now Post University going to be forced to back up here. Everybody kind of clustered in that tunnel. That's going to make it easy for Tropics to just kind of shoot down there, as well as Bly the Knight. And Tropics already has their ultimate too, so Post University definitely needs to watch out for this. Sodium has gone over to the Brig, I think, to try and help maybe protect Jojo if somebody dives in on them. As well, Torero is going to be able to really reap the benefits, I think, of Ursodiumlvl and those armor and health packs. MultiKel looking for an opportunity to jump in, but here comes the ultimate now from Tropics, so Post University might have to play it a little bit slow right here. A lot of sticky bombs go in from Torero onto the opposing tank, but it's not going to stop them. Post University able to just kind of wait that ultimate out, so now they're going to be able to push in, but Katakuna is able to trade for Torero, so it's 1 DPS down. Vero goes up onto the high ground. Beautiful shots with the sticky beams. The focusing beam does the rest of the work. They're going to be able to get Bly the Knight as well. Beard falls, and Post University has cracked the first part of this defense. Lastly, great plays coming out there from Vero, really recognizing, I think, the opportunity to push in. So now MultiKel gone pretty aggressive here. Is able to pull turret form out of Alshmedi. 5 ultimates ready here for Post University. I don't think that anybody is going to be able to touch from Emory and Henry as well. So Post University plays that well, plays it right, and they're able to get through into the streets here of Dorado. Emory and Henry is elected to just give up the high ground as well. So Post University should, if they're able to get in through this choke, be able to kind of use that as a place to stage some of these dives. But in addition, here comes the ultimate from Beard. Now that's going to be everybody from Post University scattering as quickly as they can. Huge sleep coming out too from Jojo. Big anti-nade too. And Sodium goes right in. Here comes the blade as well from Torero. Is able to find several on the back of that anti from Jojo. The nano blade was huge, and Post University breaks through that hold once again. Realistically, they're going to need to win, I think, 1 more fight here to push through to third point. Maybe 2, depending on how well Emory and Henry is going to be able to play this. But right now, Post University seems to have a winning formula here. Vero's going to have a duplicate ready to go here in just a moment. I'm going to be looking for that to be one of the big pieces of the puzzle here. MultiKel has the Primal Rage, which is a great way to stay on point, just to kind of keep pressure there. Alshmedi is going to go in with their ultimate. Here comes a Kitsune Rush, and the Ante is there, but they're able to take out Beard. Beard does get 2, but Vero coming up with some huge plays. Schmitty guns her down, though, is able to get another couple, and it looks like, even despite the Primal Rage here, Post University is going to get stopped at the doors to 3rd. Again, a great job. Again, Emory and Henry, I think, does a great job stabilizing and turning fights around that look like they are lost. And a lot of times it has been Schmitty kind of providing that extra little bit of oomph that they seem to need. But good thing here is Vero still has a duplicate. Now we've got a rally as well from Ursodiumlvl. MultiKel doing a good job just kind of pushing everybody off that high ground, but Schmitty takes them out. Big anti-nade comes in too, and Schmitty follows it up with a couple more kills. So Post University sent back pretty quickly that time, but I think the silver lining there for Post University is they died quickly, right? Not a whole lot of time was wasted on that fight, so they're going to be able to get back in relatively quickly. Gonna have to watch out for Tropics. Ursodiumlvl might want to use that rally to provide that kind of that extra healing, that extra armor, to make sure they stay alive during that, because Tropics is definitely hitting their shots here. Vero needs to be aware of that as well. Post University going to dive in here, likely on the back of a rally. Here comes Vero, tries to get a little damage, but unable to. Torero takes some too. Bastion putting in a lot of damage. Here comes the duplicate, though, onto the Bastion. They are taken right out of it, though, as that extra damage coming in from the rest of the squad, just too much to deal with. Torero finds one with a reflect. That's going to be Tropics down. They had that ultimate, but it's not going to be of any use anymore. Bly the Knight gets targeted as well. Action is dropped back onto point. And Post University is going to be able to clear it away. I don't think anybody is going to be able to touch. There might be kind of a staggered fight here, as we can see Tropics kind of creeping along that high ground, throwing out a little bit of damage. MultiKel is going up above to try and keep anybody from touching. Yeah, and they are going to elect to just post up their next defense in 3rd. So, minute 50 on the clock here. Schmitty is going to go back into that turret form. Has to drop out. Drop back just a little bit. Tropics finds somebody with a rail. Once again, Schmitty is going to finish them off. But again, not a whole lot of time lost here. Post University should be able to just kind of hold this positioning here as long as Jojo stays good. But look at this flank coming out here from Tropics. Somebody needs to deal with that. Jojo is aware now. We do have a nano boost coming. We've got the nano blade as well, so Torero is definitely going to be the player to watch here. They're able to kind of clear things out for the team. Last time around, here comes ultimate from Schmitty, and oh no, Torero almost goes down. They're able to get healed. Vero very, very low still, so Post University really can't go in yet until they've had a chance to heal up everybody. Torero now definitely looking for an opportunity. There goes MultiKel looking for the nano boost. Here it comes. We're going to see Torero is able to get one, looking for a second. That's going to be all they find, though, and they're going to get gunned down, too, by Schmitty. But MultiKel follows it up with another pick. That's going to be another one of the supports down. Schmitty, though, is kind of in this back line, and Post University needs to deal with that. Jojo's taking a lot of damage. MultiKel jumps in onto that high ground to see if they can do something about it. Vero helps them out with a little bit of extra damage there. Now just 3 players really kind of in position here for Emory and Henry, but Post University has all 5, so they're going to start pushing forward. MultiKel is on this high ground. Once again, Ursodiumlvl has this big rally. They're going to go ahead and use it. Big anti right there. It is going to help take down MultiKel, but big plays coming in from Torero and Sodium as well. It's a 3v3 now. Beard with very, very little help. Are they going to be able to shut them down? Vero has the duplicate once again. Overtime is ticking over, but there's 2 players remaining. They've got the duplicate. When are they going to throw it out? Here comes the ultimate. Great time for them to do it, but they're taken right out of it as Bly the Knight is able to use that Coalescence to put in a lot of extra damage and healing. Tried to stay on MultiKel right now. He's having a rough time of it. The anti-nade comes in. Ursodiumlvl is there, but they're not going to be around long. Torero putting up as good of a fight as they can. But Post University is going to be stopped right here at the end, but that is an excellent push. So now, Post just has to hold.
Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
This Winston dive is looking fantastic from Post University, considering especially that they have been using the Diva dive so much recently. And that kind of has been their go-to, so it's great to see that. So going to be what they're going to defend with. MultiKel going over to the Ram this time around. So last time they went Brawl v Brawl against Emory and Henry, it didn't go so well. King's Row was a little bit of a tough endeavor. But this looked a lot better, so Post University just needs to see if they can figure out how to pick apart this composition. Schmitty is back on the Widowmaker, so that's definitely going to be something Vero and Torero have to be aware of. They have to keep that in mind tonight. They can already see them. Vero going very, oh no, that was Tropics actually on the, echo over there. Shield goes up, try and keep Schmitty at bay. The hack is going to come in. Everybody's chasing Torero out, but they're going to be able to get away without too much damage. Schmitty up on that high ground now. But MultiKel is doing a great job of kind of poking away at them, which is what they need to do. Vero takes a lot of damage, though. Torero, rather, and is going to go down. So now MultiKel needs to do whatever they can to stay alive here. Does Jojo have the cleanse? No, they do not, because they are on the Ana. So now MultiKel shields as long as they can. Now they're going to start trying to do a little bit of damage here. They're able to get in. Schmitty goes down, but Ursodiumlvl is going to be taken out by Tropics. So Post University still has to back up just a little bit. Beard's going to get hacked, so they're not going to be able to get some of that extra armor, and that's going to be MultiKel taking advantage of that, trying to see if they can turn the corners here, but Torero goes down to Tropics, so they're unable to convert quite as quickly as they wanted to, but Tropics falls due to the virus, so again, there's just kind of a slow push coming out here. MultiKel goes in with the ultimate already into that backline, trying to see if they can take them out, but Schmitty finds MultiKel, and again, Post University just kind of slow bleeding right here, as Beard is now going practically 1v4, but the heals are coming in. They have their ultimate too, so look for them to potentially use this to just push over right over the edge, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Vero trying to get onto that high ground, but they're unable to, so 450 on the clock here for Emory and Henry. So now Post University needs to stabilize here on this defense. We have a few big ultimates coming up, and we don't have to worry about Beards, which is good. I think this Nano could be a big part of the equation here for Post University. Vero's also going to have to find something with this overclock. A little bit of damage there into the backline, but Torero gets caught out again. Having a hard time staying alive as this Sombra. Now Post University fighting a 4v5 once again. Vero doing everything she can to try and find something in the backline. Here comes a Kitsune rush though from Bly. And now MultiKel trying to push forward to see if they can find something. It's going to be a big ante. Two players go down for Post University. Here comes Torero with an EMP, unable to get anything done. The dupe is in as well. And Vero, unfortunately, not a whole lot she can do at this juncture. Post University might just have to put all their hopes on third point here. Vero covers her exit. Torero's back onto the Genji here, and oof, the Sticky's just a little too much damage there. So that's going to be a great stagger for Emory and Henry as well. Post University is rapidly looking at just one defense to potentially try and hold on this map. It's a tie game here, but Emory and Henry is looking very tough right now. Expecting a rally to come out here fairly early from Sodium. But Katakuta gets Torero already. Every fight has been started, practically 4v5 for Post University on this map. Emory and Henry just doing a great job of fighting people out of position, fighting people who are vulnerable and just capitalizing on it. So Post University now forced to hold. They're putting everything they have on this final fight here. They need to watch out for Schmitty, who has this ultimate though. MultiKel is going to have theirs too. So that could be might have to be a big part of how they take this win right here. And here comes the overclock from Vero. She's able to find Schmitty, and that's exactly who you want to take out right off the bat, the star player from Emory and Henry. One player goes down for Post University, but they're able to maintain a little bit of a lead here in the kill feed. Here comes the ultimate from MultiKel as well to stabilize. Ooh, a late nano boost might not have been what Post University needed there, because now they're only looking at one ultimate for this next fight. They've got 3 minutes and 40 seconds that they need to burn off the clock here. So Sodiumlvl going to have to be big with this rally. That's going to be what Post University holds their hopes on, because Beard has an ultimate, Tropics has an ultimate, practically everybody from Emory and Henry has an ultimate. If they just stack them here, they can just force their way in. Here comes the rally from Sodiumlvl to start things out here, but they're already taken down in the backline. Tropics has duplicated already, looking to see if they can build that ultimate right off the bat. Beard has one of theirs. Post University is just being picked apart at the seams here, and Emory and Henry gonna secure their victory here with a dead eye from All Schmitty and take the lead in this first to 3 matchup to see who moves to the Final Four. Yeah, great ultimate to just push things in there at the end for Emory and Henry. And yeah, Post University in a tough spot now. What is their map pick going to be? How are they going to rally here and put 2 more wins on the board? Because if Post University is going to take the win here, they're going to have to do it in 5. Emory and Henry has put them on match point. So Post University Eagles cannot afford to lose another map. Otherwise, their season is over. So we're going to throw it to a short break. When we get back, map number 4.
Initiating match.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the action. Warren JuggleGod Hamady here, bringing you post-university and the round of 8 for the ECAC playoffs, taking on Emory and Henry, currently down 1 map. Post-university 1-2 here. They are taking it to New Queen Street. It's got to be wins from here on out for post-university. Otherwise, their season is done. Their season is over. If they're going to take this match, it has to be in 5 games. It's once again going to be Emory and Henry in the blue, post-university in the red. As we get underway here, map number for Emory and Henry on match point. The game to make it to the Final Four. Vero on to the May. Haven't seen Vero on the May yet this game, but it's another great look for her. So excited to see how that's going to go, how that will fare. As MultiKel has started to meet the opposing tank. And Post University has taken a nice bit of space here. They're really controlling the space pretty well. A lot of damage goes in. MultiKel finds Katakunu, who doesn't get out of dodge quick enough. Sticky bombs come in, but it's not going to be enough. And Post University has stabilized and taken this first fight pretty effectively, without very much trouble, honestly. So now, Emory and Henry is going to post up, see if they can kind of take this fight right around this corner. Perhaps on this staircase. They're currently weighing their options here, but most likely going to be on this corner. Schmitty takes out Sodiumlvl, though, who gets a little too aggro now. Schmitty's going to have that kind of high ground position. Vero trying to be pretty aware from it, keeping them away. But Schmitty will not refuse to back off there. So this duel here is proving to be pretty interesting. Beard does take out Jojo, though. Torero going down. Post University will get the card up to about 32 meters there, but just some great positioning and early awareness. And once again, kind of starting things off with a 4v5. So Post University got to make sure that they stay, everybody stays alive into that first fight. Tropic's almost onto their dupe as well. Gonna be watching for Jojo to get that Kitsune rush underway here. Post University looking to stop the card in a similar spot as they make their way forward now. MultiKel trying to catch out Schmitty, who maybe played a little too aggressively right there. Here comes the line. So Post University going to have to move in pretty quickly to make sure that they stay in front of it. Here comes the dupe on the way. Huge wall there onto the opposing tank. Great stuff. Torero is going to be able to take them out. And Vero finds an icicle to the head for Bly as Post University retakes control of this cart and this fight. That fight definitely won there by that wall from Vero. So excellent gameplay right there to really punish Beard for going a little too aggressive. They were also able to win that without using any ultimate. So now it's going to be Emory and Henry down 1 ultimate. Post University has an opportunity to get to the checkpoint here, but I think we're going to see a contest happening. Once again, I think for the ult coming out here from MultiKel. Here comes a pair of them. Vero is able to help her team back off quick enough to survive here. MultiKel pushing forward now. Torero fights Katakuna once, but Beard's ultimate strikes once again. Here comes MultiKel's this time. They pop theirs a little bit later. The patience is going to pay off, and Post University will get the checkpoint. And that's going to be huge for Post. A little under 7 minutes left to go in this map, but Sodiumlvl bites off a little bit more than they can chew again, and I mean, Sodium plays so aggressively that it's not surprising that we're seeing that, but I think the key is other teams really haven't been able to handle it in the past, and Emory and Henry is able to kind of handle this hyper-aggression coming out from him, and so slow bleed to a fight loss there, not even really much of a fight to speak of. So Emory and Henry's going to pick the cart back up, but Post University still has several ultimates at their disposal. In particular, Jojo's Kitsune Rush, I think, is going to be the one to watch here. This team has started to reassemble. Ooh, MultiKel going down very low. They're unable to get the heals into them, so Post University might have bit off more than they can chew there, as Tropics is able to take them down. Post University just backing off for the second. They know they've got a little bit of time before the point flips over to them. Sodium-level finds all Schmitty, though, so Post University can push in here, especially off the back of that. But a lot of damage going into Vero, who gets caught out. Sodium-level takes some as well. Post University needs to get back down onto the cart. It is a 4v4 at this point, so they can still win this, but Post University loses the lead at this point as they kind of wait for the rest of their team to get back here. 4 ultimates on the side here of the opposition. Kitsune Rush coming in. Terrera takes a lot of damage. Suzu has to be used to keep them alive. Vero, the rest of the Post University squad, able to get a lot of damage in to take out one player, but this is going to be Tropics and Schmitty who continue to turn the tables on Post University, and now Post has to stabilize here because Emory and Henry is really starting to find their footing. We need to see a big fight reset here coming out from Post University. Otherwise, Emory and Henry has the potential to just snowball this all the way to a victory. We're getting close to that 100-meter mark, which is a very difficult place to come back from. So Post University really needs to make a lot out of this next fight. Vero needs a big blizzard here in order to stabilize, in order to keep Post University in this match, in this game, because they cannot lose this one. Otherwise, the season is over. So Terrera already into their turret form. Vero looking for an opportunity to drop in that blizzard. Here comes Terrera's ultimate, see if they can pick anybody off. They find Blythe. That's going to be huge. They might even be able to just hold on to the blizzard and everything else. Huge plays coming out from Post University. Only one ultimate needed to win this fight, and that is big for Post University. Jojo has also gone over to the Moira. So it's going to be a lot more healing now going into MultiKel, which might have been something that they were lacking, something that they needed in some of these previous fights. So Post University not quite going to be able to get up to the checkpoint here without winning this fight. Again, Vero holding on to this blizzard for it to make an appearance. Sticky Bombs come in. Here comes a high noon. It's not going to find anybody in that back line, though, as Sodium-level is there with the sound barrier. So now Post University, I think, is free to start moving forward, see if they can find something here. Vero unable to really close the distance a whole lot yet, but MultiKel coming in with their ultimate. That's going to be enough to turn the tides here, and Post University will get the forward spawn. They will get the checkpoint. So now, if they can hold out, if they win one more fight, they should be able to push this over that 100-meter mark, at least get close to bringing it even with Emory and Henry there. We can see the golden line of victory. 3 minutes left to go here. But we got a couple of big ultimates that we have to deal with, and there's no sound barrier to deal with them. So Jojo might have to have a pretty big coalescence here. I'm expecting that to come out once some big stuff happens. Here comes the duplicate onto Tropics. Tropics is able to take out Terrera. The blizzard comes in. MultiKel finds one. It's going to be one player advantage here to Emory and Henry, but MultiKel gets another one, so now it's going to be just about even, but in the end, Emory and Henry has a little bit more firepower, a little more in the tank, but Post University has brought it to within one fight. Realistically, though, now after this fight win for Emory and Henry, Post University needs to win, I believe, 2 to 3 fights here. That's just the nature of push, the nature of the way this cart is going to move. Schmitty going a little far forward here. Post University coming back in. Jojo has this coalescence. We're definitely going to see it coming out here, I think, pretty early on. Huge ante comes in. That's not going to be anything that Post University can do about that. So, yeah, Jojo's going to hold on to her coalescence wisely. Just try to stay alive here for this next fight. 2 minutes left to go. Now, Post University, again, realistically, I think needs to win 3 fights here in order to push the bot over the golden line of victory. Nano Boost from Katakuna is going to be something to be worried about, especially if they use it on all Schmitty. Here comes the Coalescence, though. They're going to go aggro with it. A big ante comes in, but Jojo is keeping the pressure on. Tropics finds Torero there, and that's going to be problematic. Vero finds Katakuna. Beard finds another, though, so now it's a one-player advantage to Emory and Henry with a minute left to go here. Beard continuing to find value, but Jojo doing a great job of trying to keep MultiKel alive. Are they going to be able to do it any longer? They find the heals. MultiKel has the ultimate. They're starting to push back for it. They've kind of isolated Beard. Sodiumlvl finds one. Torero gets another. And Post University wins a crucial, crucial fight. Schmitty's playing pretty aggro. Post University might be able to capitalize on this and get a kill on the exit here. But no, Schmitty is able. Oh, they're trying to run away. Are they going to be able to? They are. Post University needs to play this fight kind of slow because they want Vero to build her Blizzard, to build that ultimate. Torero's got one of their own. They're going to use it early on to see if they can get a pick. They isolate Katakuna, so now might be able to capitalize on that. But Torero is down. That's going to be big for Emory and Henry. 20 seconds left to go. This fight is where it all has to happen. MultiKel is down. 13 seconds left to go. Vero looking for an opportunity to use this Blizzard, but has to stay alive. Somehow is going to throw the Blizzard out to see if they can keep Post University in this, but everybody else except for Vero is down with 2 seconds left to go. She is going to fall. Overtime has been triggered. Nobody's going to be able to get to the cart. And Emory and Henry takes the win 1-3, and Post University, congratulations on a phenomenal season. Hate to see it end here in the top 8, but very, very proud of how you all have done this entire season. What a wild ride. What a season. What incredible improvement out of these Post-University Eagles. Can't wait to see what's going to be in store for them in the future as we move on to further seasons. But big shout out to everybody involved in the program. The DPS line of Torero and Vero. Vero swapping over to the DPS from her normal, or where she started on support. MultiKel leading the squad to so many victories on the tank, being just an unstoppable, unmovable force. Jojo and Sodiumlvl, the back line that started good and became great over the course of the season. The hyper-aggressive Lucio play, Jojo coming to save the day with a lot of the Suzus during the season. And, of course, the coach, Frosty, who has just been the incredible force behind the scenes, really helping Post University achieves these heights of success this season. And of course, Denny, thank you so much for allowing this program to thrive, for bringing me in to help cast all during this season. Again, hate to see it end, but so proud of the Post University squad making it into the top 8. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Be sure to continue to follow Post University Esports, everything else happening the rest of the spring and towards next fall. Once again, my name, Warren JuggleGod Hammond. GG's, and see you next time.